I would then like to invite a representative of the AGRI, Antonia Gámez Moreno, head of unit from the Directorate General for Agriculture and Rural Development, to give us her closing remarks. Antonia, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ursula. I hope you can hear me. It's okay? All right. So yes, thank you very much to the team. We are to everybody for being connected. I think we are all on the same line that we have a very long, a very intense and interesting day. We have learned a lot, that's for sure. And I would like to thank you all for this contribution to these intensive and interesting discussions that we had. We certainly have learned a lot. I stayed the whole day, and I am sure that everybody agrees as well that we take away a lot of information. We will need time to digest, but really rural proofing, I insist very much, it has been said and repeated by many interventions, is the key tool. It's practically, I think, the basic, most important tool in policy really development that we can and we have to use at all levels to really help rural development. And saying this, I was quite surprised by the enthusiasm of the different interventions and contributions and participations, in the sense that I think we have material for at least 2, 3, 4, 5 small policy labs on the topic. I don't know, but I really think we have a lot of good practices in the different presentations. I realize that they exist, long-standing practices, but still a lot of questions everywhere to see how can we really improve the situation. So I think at the beginning, we intended with this policy lab that we were defining it and the agenda and really constructing the program to focus particularly on the regional and the local level and national level, of course. And but I think we have so many different contributions that there is a lot takeaways that also very valuable for the EU level. And we, with my team, for sure, we are taking note. We will take them into account because, as you all know, we are very much now engaged and committed to update and make more operational rural proofing with many other initiatives since the new vision on agriculture and food was released. So we take away all these. I think we didn't start from scratch. It was very clear from the presentations this morning. We don't start with a blank page working about rural proofing. Other the long-standing traditions that, for instance, it was introduced by Finland since 1998 or 1999. We have a lot of experience, but also the work of the former ENRD thematic group on the rural proofing that's run in 2022. Jane knows quite a lot. That's part of the EU Rural Action Plan, and we already have there a lot of material and a framework for rural proofing at national and regional level. We also mentioned, I think it was you, Ursula, this morning, the study on the Committee of the Regions that is very useful, in particular for regions. And of course, we have the OECD and the World Health Organization really material as well. They have a lot of work that can be very inspiring, in particular when we are talking about rural proofing for specific topics and subjects. So I think it was very good to bring all this material that exists, so to really everyone's attention, so that we review in the light of the new needs, new recent experiences, so that we assess clearly what works well, what needs to be improved in this context. I'm very grateful as well to Jane Atherton for providing us as an expertise in this ENRD study. So in this ENRD work, to provide us with takeaways on how the discussions of today helped to understand how can we better deal and put the 2022 framework into practice. Thank you also to Stephanie, Maria Jose, and Hilka for their key takeaways from today. Very interesting, really, to hear about the positive need to change the positive vision of what rural proofing is for other departments, etc., etc. So there are a lot of takeaways, but let me add some few takeaways also from my side, if you don't mind. I think from me, I think you will also understand and agree with me that one of the biggest challenges that we confront at EU, at national, and every level is to convincing other departments and motivate other departments from other policy domains and agriculture to think rural, to really take rural into account in the policies that otherwise are really stays blind. We need to change, it was said, the narrative and the perception, the very negative perception that rural proofing has in all other colleagues and departments. We need to move to change this into a more positive attitude of discussion. From the discussions, I think I retain as well from the different experiences that it is really easier if we can act in the context of a broader rural agenda or a strategy, agreed at a higher level with political support and will, and that's, for instance, the case for the Catalonian example with the presidency level in Catalonia. It is also helping to have already a cross-departmental structure in place to coordinate and engage everybody. Ireland was a very good example. It is also important, what was mentioned by many interventions, is not rural proofing by one, is rural proofing has to be done at the technical level by the civil servant that developed the legislation. And we have to help them. We have to really put available data and knowledge, capacity building to help them to really do their job. And last but not least, I think it was also mentioned the importance of having the participatory approach involving local, regional, all the rural society in the process. This is important. I know with the many difficulties and caveats, but this is also important. The first interactive discussions underline also very key important elements. For instance, the need to really clarify the end goal of rural proofing and the result that we aim to achieve for each initiative. It is essential that we clarify this at least for raise awareness, better inform policymakers, and achieve a policy change. Secondly, I would like to also show the discussion show that to be really impactful, and I realized Flanders, for instance, in the group I attended were asking, but perhaps it's good to know how to start, from where to start. And very often we see, let's focus our efforts on the initiatives that really have sufficient impact, significant impact. Let's focus on few and show that this is really working, and then perhaps we can broaden our ambition. But expectation managements, as described by Betty, are important. This is really not expecting outcomes, tangible outcomes tomorrow. It is a long-term process that we have to keep really all our efforts on it. Timing also was crucial. It is crucial. We need to start the rural proofing process as early as possible. Somebody mentioned as well, if we want to really inspire and promote new initiatives and not simply remaining changing and adapting what exists to rural, like, we are the last in the queue. If we want this, we have to really intervene as soon as possible. The second round highlighted as well that the huge number of people and institutions, when I say people, is from the local to the European level, from local stakeholders to everybody, in making rural proofing a success. We need all the pieces of the puzzle to really complete. To be there, they have to be all of them. It takes time, sure. It takes time and patience. We need to know, and I repeat, that tangible results are not really there immediately. But don't give up. We can't give up. We can't. We have an obligation for our rural constituency. Don't give up. It's a long-term process, and we will be there. It was also highlighted in the discussions, from my perspective, that data is needed. The challenges regarding data limitations is huge. It's very important. And there we have to really target our efforts to really produce what we need, considering in particular the cost of collecting very good data. So let's focus, and data is key, but there are data limitations, and we know this. Also very key, and I like it very much, this concept of rural proofing intelligence, the rural proofers in the different departments that was identified by Betiana as well and mentioned by many of you. Data alone as well does not help if it is not properly understood by those that need to use it. So while we progress on data, improving the skills and helping officials, civil servants to understand the data that they already have in place is essential. It's as essential as having the data itself. So we need to invest as well. There are many takeaways. I know everybody has been taking, but there has been so many very interesting information that is difficult to summarize, and everybody certainly can add here and there. But all in all, I really think, and I hope that it has been a very valuable day, and that you are going home with more concrete, practical examples that can help you at the different levels you have a power to intervene to make rural proofing progress, and in your respective countries, regions, and where you are, where you have a role to play. Keep it. I think you mentioned, Enrique, please we use the Rural Pact community, be part of it, keep in touch, because it's a network. We can really improve and learn from each other very much. So stay in touch with the Rural Pact community and let us know as much as you can your successes in this rural proofing exercise, as well as the failures. We learn from everything. So collectively, I think we will certainly have a better success with a rural proofing exercise. On our side, as Commission, just to flag where we are fully committed really to continuing keeping good work for rural areas. Rural proofing is one of the instruments, of course, that we focus very much. We started already with a long-term vision, as you know, time ago, but we are very happy that we continue engaged and we have a renewed commitment with this on rural areas, in particular by this vision on agriculture and food of this year. So in that line, we, in addition to work on rural proofing, when there are periods, operationalize rural proofing a bit better, we are going to update, and we are very much working on it in these particular weeks and days, on the update of the EU Rural Action Plan. Our target for the adoption of this updated Rural Action Plan is the first trimester of next year, 2026. And the Rural Pact conference that, as you, Enrique, just mentioned in mid-September, is really a key milestone. We will discuss very much on the content of this updated Rural Action Plan, where we expect, bottom-up also ideas for this update collected in this conference. We are also working very much with the different departments. We started really discussing of the Commission, on how the other departments, the other sections, the other departments of these institutions really can add and make their actions and initiatives fit for rural. And I have to say, we were very happy to feel the enthusiasm that maybe in other occasions we didn't have, in such a positive attitude versus helping in adding new initiatives into an updated action plan. So we hope that in these first 3 months of 2026, we will surprise you with a good plan, with a robust updated action plan full of new initiatives in it. We are also working on strengthening the Rural Pact. And this is, again, a commitment from the Vision on Agriculture and Food. And as you know, the Rural Pact is really there to bring together all those that really want to do and help in improving the lives of rural people. We believe that there is a huge, important responsibility and a role to play for national and regional governments there. And we have excellent examples today, starting from the Netherlands, from Spain, from Ireland, from Finland, and I am sure everywhere. We really need more integrated approaches. We really need more strategies on rural actions. We need action plans for rural areas across policies domains. And rural proofing, again, is key, is very relevant in that context. As you heard this morning, and this is a little point I would like to add, the Netherlands got support from the technical support instruments operated by the Reform Department of the European Commission to progress on this Rural Action Plan. And this is something that is available there also for you. So I encourage you to have a look and use this opportunity, use this window that is open to finance and help in developing this reform, this Rural Pact. And last but not least, I will not retain you anymore. There has been a lot said. I really want, first of all, to thank, and this is the last part, the thank you part. I would like to thank all of you, really. But in particular, also, let me also say thank you to the Rural Pact Support Office, who organized and helped us to organize this event. In particular, Ursula, who was very keen, engaged in organizing this Rural Pact Policy Lab. So thank you very much, Ursula, for your great work as well. I thank all the speakers really that contributed, that makes this policy lab alive, very, very interesting and really very with a lot of information and very useful information. All of you, as I said at the very beginning, for your enthusiastic participation and contributions that made the Rural Policy Lab being so successful. So with all that, also thank you to my team in this agriculture that we work, as I said, quite very tough and very engaged and fighters for the rural development. And we count on you. We count on you that you take away all what has been said really and implement. And please keep in touch with us and tell us what your successes, what your failures are in implementing rural truth in your countries and regions. So thank you very much for being with us this long day.